rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, extinguish fear.
Looking after us, making sure we're allowed to protest, protecting our free speech and allowing us to have a voice. Three cheers for the police, please. Thank you very much. We are on your side. We are doing this for you as much as every other member of society. Now we're going to march through the town before we head back to the town hall and have a number of speeches from myself and some other speakers. I'm going to make a suggestion. Whether you follow it is up to you. When we walk through the town hall and we show our banners and we interact with other people that don't think the same as us, I think it is highly unconstructive to bark orders at people, i.e. take off the mask. I don't think that's constructive. Calling people sheep is not constructive. We are never going to win the hearts and minds of our brothers and sisters who've been so terribly deceived down here by ridiculing them and making them feel silly. Let's set an example that we are not scared of the ludicrous measures being put in front of us. Let's set an example that it's okay to live our lives as normal. Let's not ridicule them, let's not tell them what to do. Let's live the example and show them. Rise above.
One love, one love.
Okay, big thank you to Sam. He's going to lead the march.
Good afternoon, Bournemouth. Okay, they said it would be 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
2 meters, you cunt.
We stand here in Bournemouth and we're lucky enough to see people still walking around the town centre. Our unlucky friends, family, brothers and sisters in other parts of the country are not so fortunate. Up north, in Wales and creeping down the country, Tier 3 lockdowns are happening. Did anybody hear yesterday the announcement of a brand new tier? Tier 4. I've been warning you guys for weeks about the Chinese credit score and its similarities between our track and trace system. 2 weeks ago I warned you about a 3-tier lockdown system, and in less than a week Boris announced a 3-tier system. Apparently that is not totalitarian enough and we're now going for a 4th tier. If Tier 3 is complete lockdown, complete isolation and shutdown of business, I shudder to think what Tier 4 will be. Words are important. They're called tiers for a reason. They will cause tears through the darkest winter we have ever experienced so far. Operation Dark Winter is about to begin. It's time for everybody to prepare themselves physically, spiritually and mentally. Please gather around, because although we're presenting very hard-hitting facts, guys, I've got some amazing good news. Some good news that in the medical industry has never been delivered before in recorded history. Seasonal flu kills on average 500,000 people around the globe every single year. In the UK, it's in between 20 to 50,000 people without fail. Well, lo and behold, in the year of 2020, for the first time ever, seasonal flu has been completely eradicated. Yeah! Thank you to Pfizer. Thank you to Johnson & Johnson. Thank you to all of the big pharma medical mafia pirates that have been pumping out that safe flu vaccine that after all these years of killing thousands of people has finally worked. Last year in the UK, I believe we had an average of roughly 28,000 flu deaths. 19. Does anybody know how many in 2020? 384. I wonder what happened to those flu deaths. The coincidence theory inside me says it must be a coincidence. It must be the social distancing, the hand washing, the mask. It's eradicated the flu. Obviously it didn't work for coronavirus, the common cold. That's another story. Maybe my thinking's not right. Sorry, I'll go back to the drawing board. Wait a minute.
Well, think about it, guys. Come on.
Yes. Has anybody driven past the drive-in test centre by Creekmore? I drive past it on my way to work every morning and at rush hour every night. Has anybody seen a queue of cars outside the test centre? No! Never. I have used that test centre 3 times. I work internationally and I had to be tested to fly. When I went into that test centre, I counted 55 members of staff, employed by guess who? As if I don't need to talk about Serpo anymore. 50 staff, a massive installation. I estimated that installation cost in the region of £30,000 a day to maintain. On the 3 occasions I went in, on one other occasion only was another car in there. They had 14 bays to simultaneously test 14 people. I drive past every bay, it is as empty as the hospitals. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say something. We can talk about a fake pandemic, a fake numbers, PCR tests and every other manipulated lie until we are blue in the face. Here's the problem. While we are talking about a pandemic or a virus as a cause to the effect of the economic lockdowns, we've got it completely and utterly backwards. We will never understand the situation of what's going on if we think that the economic lockdown is being caused by a virus.
Yes!
It's the other way round. Yes. The virus and the pandemic is being deliberately manipulated and propagated to cause the economic lockdown.
Yes, yes.
So here's the big question that everybody asks me. Why would they want to shut down the economy? It's the easiest question in the world to answer. What happened in 2008 when we had a grand economic crash? The money lenders and the money magicians lent out all the money. They defaulted on the repayments, no one could repay, and they stole all the real wealth like houses and cars and assets from people.
Yes.
Same as in the 1920 Great Depression.
Yes.
What they're about to attempt is that times 1,000.
History repeating.
That is stage 1 of what's about to happen. Everybody here must have at least heard of the Great Reset from the Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab. This is the reason that our economies are being systematically shut down, one by one. Sports, entertainment, events, next will be hospitality, cafes, restaurants, everything is gone. The architects of the Great Reset want to get rid of 80% of industry and put 80% of working class people on UBI, Universal Basic Income, for the rest of their natural lives. If you don't believe me, read the literature directly from the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset. They have been writing about this for decades. I am not a prophet, a seer or a fortune teller. I'm simply a citizen with an internet connection and an avid mind, and I spend hundreds of hours of reading their documents. They've told us what they're going to do. So start thinking about this when you try to explain what's going on with a silly story or psyop of a virus.
Yes.
Think again.
We've done a laser test, and just a few weeks ago, she was required. She
Take the side.
She was required to have a test done because she has been furloughed, working from home, and they wanted her to go back to the solicitors. So she booked the test. She went down there, waited in her car, 20 minutes went by, 2 cars in front, nothing happened. She tried to get out of her car and they said, you cannot get out. She waited, it got to nearly 40 minutes and she had to leave for an appointment. So she left it. 10 days later, through the post, she got a positive test.
Thank you very much. Let me expand on that. I've spoken to dozens of people that's happened to. Someone that's been watching my videos online called Luke Pompey made his own video. He ordered a test pack through the post. He pulled the swab out on camera.
Yes.
He put a blank swab into the PCR liquid and sealed it in the bag. He sent it off and it came back positive. Now let's think about that. That swab had no genetic material on it whatsoever. It shouldn't even come back negative. If there's no genetic material, it should have been inconclusive. This almost proves that they're not even probably conducting the test in the first place. The PCR test is an absolute farcical garbage agenda.
Yes!
Thank you. Right guys, we are now going to march. Please walk with us. Let's gain momentum. Let's push this message out to all of our brothers and sisters that are not quite so well informed yet. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah!
2 meters, you cunt.
So the masks do not work.
If masks were effective, why has every single deadly respiratory pandemic originated from the country that has the highest predominance of wearing masks for 20 years? China. China has been the source of every single international respiratory pandemic since day dot, and they have been wearing masks for longer than anyone. A mask is a virtue signal.
Freedom!
Thank you for your mask. Thank you. The mask is for small businesses. Small businesses must be safe.
2 meters, you cunt.
We have to consent. This only works if we comply. It only works if we consent in small incremental steps. If the business employs track and trace, limits its customers, its revenue slowly dwindles. These design methods are for one reason only, to shut us down and to make everybody dependent on the state. Solidarity and cohesion, this is how we resist their legion. Rise above. And one of the smallest words in the English language with only 2 letters is one of the most powerful. N-O, I do not comply.
Freedom!
2 meters, you cunt.
If you love freedom, punch your horn! Give me a horn!
Come on!
We fight the military here. 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 I never fight the military here. We fight the military here. We fight the military here. Did you fight the military here? We fight the military here. Gore-Tex kit, low visibility grey. Shock troops, 50k taser, crowd dispersal energy ray. Flame retardant combat